What scientists just discovered about gharial snout vibration, sensing hey, stop what you are doing right now. There is a crocodile out there that can feel your heartbeat from across a river, and scientists just figured out how. Buckle up, because this one is going to blow your mind. Okay, so first things first, what even is a gharial? Great question. Imagine someone took a regular crocodile and said, you know what, let us stretch that snout out way longer, and also add a weird bumpy blob on the tip of its nose. That is a gharial. They live in the rivers of India and Nepal. They can grow up to 20 feet long, and for a very long time scientists thought they were just kind of a weird-looking crocodile that ate fish. That is it. Just a long-snouted fish-eating machine. Boring, right? Wrong. So completely wrong. Because here is where it gets wild. All along the snout of a gharial there are these tiny little bumps. Hundreds of them. They look like little freckles dotting the skin. Scientists noticed these bumps a long time ago, but nobody really knew what they were for. Some people thought they were for sensing temperature. Some thought they were just armor. And some scientists honestly just kind of shrugged and moved on. But a new team of researchers decided to look way closer. And what they found changed everything we thought we knew about how these animals experience the world. Those bumps are called integumentary sensory organs. That is a mouthful, so let us just call them ISOs. And ISOs are not new. Lots of crocodilians have them. But what is different about the gharial is that it has them almost exclusively on its snout. Not on its body, not on its belly, mostly just packed onto that long, beautiful, weird nose. And the gharial has way more of them than any other crocodilian species. We are talking thousands of incredibly sensitive receptor cells all crammed into that snout. So what do they actually do? Okay, here is the part where your brain is going to short-circuit a little bit. Scientists discovered that these ISOs allow the gharial to detect pressure waves in the water. Not sounds exactly, not smells, pressure waves. Tiny invisible ripples that travel through water when something moves. When a fish flicks its tail 3 feet away, that little movement creates a pressure wave. And the gharial feels it instantly. With its snout, it is like having thousands of tiny earthquake detectors glued to your face. Except instead of earthquakes, it is detecting a teeny tiny fish that thought it was being sneaky. And here is the part that made scientists actually gasp when they ran their experiments. The gharial does not just feel big, clumsy movements. It can detect micro vibrations. Tiny disturbances in the water. We are talking about movements smaller than the width of a human hair. The gharial can feel those. Its snout is so incredibly sensitive that it picks up vibrations that are almost too small to even measure. Think about that for a second. You drop a pebble in a river a good distance away. The ripples spread out and get smaller and smaller. By the time they reach your hand, you cannot feel them at all. But the gharial's snout, still picking it up loud and clear. Now here is another surprising thing scientists noticed during this research. The gharial does most of its hunting with its eyes closed, or in the dark, or in murky water where it literally cannot see anything. And for a long time that seemed like a really bad hunting strategy. How do you catch fast little fish if you cannot even see them? Turns out you do not need to see them. You just feel them coming. The gharial sweeps its long snout through the water like a living antenna. It moves slowly, gracefully, and the whole time those thousands of little sensors are listening, feeling, waiting, and then snap. It closes that jaw sideways like a trap, faster than you can blink, and the fish never had a chance. Scientists clocked gharial jaw snaps at truly terrifying speeds. That long, skinny jaw creates way less water resistance than a wide crocodile jaw, so it moves even faster. The fish feels nothing until it is already over. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Researchers studying the ISOs under powerful microscopes found something they did not expect. The sensory cells inside these bumps are connected to an absolutely enormous network of nerve fibers. And when they compared the nerve density in the gharial snout to other animals with incredible sensory abilities, you know what they found? The gharial snout has a nerve density comparable to human fingertips. Human fingertips are some of the most sensitive touch organs in the entire animal kingdom. We use them to read Braille, to feel the texture of a single grain of sand, to sense the lightest possible touch. And the gharial has that same level of sensitivity spread across its entire snout. So when a gharial gently lowers its nose into the river and holds perfectly still, it is essentially reading the water like we read with our fingers. every ripple, every tiny movement, every fish, every frog, every little creature stirring in the current. The gharial feels all of it. Now here is a fact that absolutely nobody talks about, and it is one of my favourites. Gharials are incredibly good parents, the males especially. After the female lays her eggs, the male guards the nest like his life depends on it, which for the babies it absolutely does. And when the babies hatch, they are tiny and vulnerable. Scientists now think that the male gharial uses his snout vibration sensing to monitor the babies in the water around him. He can feel where they are even when he cannot see them. He detects their little swimming movements through the water and keeps track of the whole group, a living baby monitor built into his face. And here is another thing that surprised researchers. The gharial's snout sensing ability seems to work even better in cold water. Most reptiles slow down and get sluggish when temperatures drop, but the sensory organs in the gharial's snout appear to remain highly active even when the water gets cold, which means during the cooler months when fish are slower and the river is calmer, the gharial might actually have an advantage over other predators. While everyone else is struggling in the chill, the gharial is out there feeling every single movement in the water, like a supercharged fish detector. Now I want to tell you something sad, because this story deserves the full picture. The gharial is in serious trouble. There are fewer than 1,000 of them left in the wild, maybe less than that. They were once found across a huge range of rivers across South Asia. Now they are clinging on in just a few river systems in India and Nepal. Fishing nets, habitat loss, sand mining on the riverbanks where they nest, all of it has pushed them to the edge. And this new research makes that even more heartbreaking, because we are only just now discovering what these animals can actually do. We are only just figuring out that there is this whole hidden world of vibration sensing and pressure detection happening in that extraordinary snout. And there is almost certainly so much more we have not discovered yet. What else can they feel? Can they sense the electrical fields of other animals like sharks can? Can they use their snouts to communicate with each other through the water? Scientists are not sure yet, but they want to find out. The gharial has been on this planet for millions of years. Its ancestors swam in rivers alongside creatures we can only see in museums now. It survived things that killed almost everything else, and it did it partly because of this astonishing secret weapon built right into its face. A snout so sensitive it turns a river into a map, a menu, and a baby monitor all at once. And here is something I find really beautiful about all of this. The gharial looks strange. That long nose, that weird blob on the tip, those bumpy freckles everywhere. For a long time people looked at it and kind of laughed. Weird croc, funny face, but every single one of those weird features exists for a reason. Every bump is a sensor, every curve of that snout is shaped by millions of years of evolution to be as perfectly sensitive as possible. The gharial is not weird, it is a masterpiece. So next time something looks a little strange or a little different, maybe think twice before you write it off. There might be something incredible hiding right there on the surface. Now I have a question for you, and I genuinely want to know your answer. If you could have one animal superpower, would you choose the gharial's ability to feel invisible vibrations all around you? Or would you pick something else entirely? Drop your answer in the comments right now, because I am reading every single one, and some of your answers last week were absolutely hilarious. See you in the next one.